Attention shoppers, clean up on aisle 14. Clean up on aisle 14. Someone dropped a jar of pickles. Pickles. Kosher pickles.
Beatboxing at a big box store. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
A red minivan has the lights on in the parking lot.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Geico.
This is the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
I'm Stephen A. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you on ESPN Radio, as I love to do every weekday. 250 plus markets across the United States of America. Sirius XM Channel 80. Number to call up as always is 888-729-3776. That's 888-SAY-ESPN. We'll get into LeBron James and the Cavaliers later. I'll be in a considerably better mood in hour number 2 when the Love Doctor revisits the Stephen A. Smith Show right here on ESPN Radio, courtesy of 1-800-FLOWERS, because Valentine's Day is approaching, and I promise you my mood will be different. But for right now, I cannot begin to express to you how ticked off I really am. I'm pretty damn ticked. I mean, I cannot believe the stories that have been circulating nationwide. Now all of a sudden everybody's trying to give Bill Belichick the damn pass. You give up 538 yards and 41 points to a backup quarterback named Nick Foles. I understand this is a guy that used to be a starter. I understand this is a guy that once threw 27 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions when he was with Philadelphia before he stunk up the joint playing for Jeff Fisher in St. Louis. I understand all of that. And in no way, in absolutely no way whatsoever, am I trying to take any credit away from the Philadelphia Eagles and the fantastic, phenomenal game that their offense put forth. I am happy for the city of brotherly love, where I worked for 17 years. I picked them to win and then went against them after Alshon Jeffrey opened his mouth and guaranteed something because I got nervous. But all of that isn't fun. You win some, you lose some, you pick right, you pick wrong. It's no big deal. But it is a very big deal to me, and I'm dead damn serious. It is a very big deal to me to witness what I witnessed Sunday night when Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of the modern day generation, deserves to be directly held responsible for the Patriots losing a Super Bowl. And now what the hell is going on? Now we see these stories coming up. Malcolm Butler was late to practice. Malcolm Butler was sick. Malcolm Butler didn't show up. Malcolm Butler didn't know how to stay off the weed. All of these damn excuses. No, 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 no. This is on Bill Belichick. He is responsible for the New England Patriots' defense getting shredded. Matt Patricia is the luckiest man alive. He's lucky the Detroit Lions didn't turn around and say, damn, now we ain't giving you the head coaching job, because he could have been contaminated by the garbage performance that the New England Patriots put forth before the world. Over 100 million people watched the damn Super Bowl and watch their defense fail to show up and just stink up the joint in such embarrassing fashion. I don't even know if it can be called the defense. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, really? That's what we're doing now? If you're gonna give Bill Belichick a pass, why the hell critique him, y'all? Why even talk about Bill Belichick? Oh, he has rules. We've got to honor, we got to respect the fact that Bill Belichick he's sticking by his rules. Oh, shut the hell up. I'm going to say it again over Walt Disney Airways. Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that. You got to be kidding me. This man, a 5-time champion, who's supposed to be all about winning, decides to wait until Super Bowl Sunday to send a message. And to whom? To whom? I'll tell you the who. A guy by the name of Malcolm Butler, who you backdoored by bringing in Stephon Gilmore last summer and giving him a 5-year, $65 million deal when Malcolm Butler was a restricted free agent looking to get paid, and you undercut him and didn't let him go anywhere else, not to New Orleans, not to anywhere else. Knowing he was approaching free agency this year, what do? He starts off the season, he's playing like garbage. He gets benched, but ultimately he comes back. He starts 15 of your 16 games. How many snaps did he play in a divisional playoff game against the Tennessee Titans, y'all? Want to take a guess? How about 100% of the snaps? Didn't miss a defensive down. What about the AFC Championship game against the Jacksonville Jaguars? How many snaps did Butler take? 74 defensive snaps. How many did he miss, y'all? Not one. 100% of the snaps against Tennessee. 100% of the snaps against Jacksonville. Started 15 of the 16 games for the New England Patriots this year. And played in all 16. But the Super Bowl arrives. And right before the national anthem is being played, he is informed that he won't be playing. And nobody has a problem with that. You got people walking around here talking about Bill Belichick deserves the benefit of the doubt. Why? Which story is it, Bill Belichick? Was it a disciplinary matter? Bill Belichick says no. Was it, what was it? Was it a football-related matter? Yes, it was. We thought that would give the team the best chance to win. So who do you bring in? Let's look at this. Let's count the ways, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, how many snaps did this man play in the regular season? How about 26%? How about 26%? What about Botomisi? Johnson Botomosi. How many snaps did he play? It was at 20%. In the playoffs against Jacksonville, Richards played 8% of the snaps. I told you Malcolm Butler was at 100%. Richards was at 8%. But Amosi was at 22% against Tennessee, and he wasn't even active. Against the Titans. But somehow, some way, a guy that's been playing for you all year long, 97.8% of the snaps, 100% of the snaps in the playoffs, suddenly, he ain't good enough and he doesn't give you the best chance to win against the Philadelphia Eagles. And instead, you go with Eric Rowe, his backup, and then Botomosi and Richards. Really? I mean, this is some disgraceful, hateful stuff that Bill Belichick pulled. And as far as I'm concerned, it cost the New England Patriots Super Bowl 52. You give up 41 points to a backup quarterback. You can give me all of the stuff that you want to. Don't tell me that Malcolm Butler couldn't have made a play. The man is famous because he made a play. Didn't have the greatest year in 2017. We recognize that. But don't tell me that they putting him on the sidelines gave you the best chance to win. And then to sit up there and to say absolutely nothing, to give no explanation to your players. For all the players walking around like pathetic robots. I just play, I don't coach. To a man, that's what all of them said. I just play, I don't coach. Knowing their teammate, their compatriot got screwed over. This is some pathetic stuff. I revere, not just have affection for, I revere the great Robert Kraft. Bill Belichick would be in my office if I was Kraft. I need an explanation for this. And I don't want to hear about rules and regulations. We all know, like Brandon Browner, the former player, said, the Patriots are the land of second chances. They give people second chances. You going to do this to Malcolm Butler on Super Bowl Sunday? You give no explanation. And then now we're hearing these reports about weed and being late to practice, even though he was sick and hospitalized before he came a day later to join the team for the Super Bowl. You let him practice during the week. Bill Belichick, the great Bill Belichick, the 5-time champion that he is, should be ashamed of himself. This is some vindictive, evil stuff that we're talking about here, y'all. You don't do this. You don't do this. I know this is the same Bill Belichick that once cut a dude the day before the Super Bowl. But he cut him, deactivated him, and brought somebody else on. There's a lot of things that could go into that. You activate this man. You have him in uniform. He's ready to go, and he finds out before the singing of the national anthem that he won't be we won't be playing. Can it get more cruel than that? You trying to tell me that's just a football decision? Would you have done that to Tom Brady? Would you have done that to one of the other players that might happen to be your favorites? Don't tell me the rules are applicable to every single individual. We know better. We know better. I used to be on the phone having fun, joking around with the Carltons and everybody else and the Brandons and everybody else in the world about the greatness of Bill Belichick. Sitting there talking about if he's cheating, Spygate, Deflategate, or anything else. Damn it, figure out a way to do it yourself. He cheating that long for that much. He's cheating that much for that long. He getting away with it this long. That's your damn problem, not his. I said all of those things. I sit here before you on this day, ashamed I have ever praised this man. One of the cruelest decisions I have ever seen, if not the most cruelest decision I've ever seen exercised by a coach in any sport, on any level. I've never seen anything this egregious. This is a disgrace. And anybody, and I do mean anybody, who disagrees with that, go kick rocks. You're an idiot. 888-729-3776 says 888-SAY-ESPN. I was supposed to tell you it's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. But damn it, I wasn't in the mood. Now that I've said what I had to say, it's Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. This is some disgraceful stuff that's going on. I don't know if I'll ever look at Bill Belichick the same again. His supposed principal position. 53 men go out on that field and put their bodies on the line the way that they did. And you talk about a Super Bowl, a dream. And you snatch it away from that man like that. Throwing your team under the bus in the process. And unquestionably costing them a Super Bowl title as far as I'm concerned. For anybody to take a different position than that on Bill Belichick on this day is beyond my comprehension. It just is. More to Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio in a minute.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love.
Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio.
Love Doctor segment. Valentine's bouquet comes in all shapes and prices, but the best are at 1-800-Flowers.com. So get 24 multicolored roses for only $29.99 or upgrade to 24 red roses for only $10 more. To order, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. In all seriousness, be very, very clear. I'm not married. I hope to be someday. I don't discuss my personal business with anybody. Everybody knows that about me. I have nothing salacious or anything like that to hide. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just private. And guess why, ladies and gentlemen? Because I've always been of this mindset. I can't stand dudes, or females for that matter, who publicize their relationships when they're not married. Because guess what? What if y'all break up? Oh, that's the girl that used to mess with Stephen A. I mean, damn, she left him for somebody else. See, I don't understand how people put themselves in that position. I don't want anybody knowing my business. I don't want anybody knowing who I'm with until she's Mrs. Smith. That's how I roll. That's me. But I'm in a public eye. Some of y'all, most of y'all that call up here are not going to be. Now, you might ask, what the hell qualifies him to be the love doctor? Well, first of all, I've had my share of relationships, number one. Number two, I was raised by 5 women. Number 3, I watch Martin, the Love Doctor. Now get on out of here, the Love Doctor. So that also makes me qualify. Number 4, I love R&B music. Luther and Teddy and the Isley Brothers. And I mean, down as Keith Sweat and Teddy Pendergrass. And I mean, I shouldn't bring up Kelly. Let me apologize for that. But you know what I'm saying. All of those different people. Michael Jackson even had a couple love songs. Don't get me started with Prince and I Adore You. Adore, that's the name, but I just said I adore you. You understand what I'm saying. All of those different things. But more importantly, I'm going to give you the honest truth. Just don't ask me to follow it, because I flow in my own way. That don't mean I can't help you. And believe it or not, I was joking around on many occasions, and then all of a sudden, people actually called up over the years for the Love Doctor segment. I'm talking about hundreds. I'm talking about people who said that I saved their relationships. A couple of people got married after listening to me. The women learned not to bother a man on football Sunday and how to manipulate him from Tuesday through Saturday to get what they want before Sunday morning. So I'm helping, and I'm indiscriminate. I'm here for the ladies as well as the fellas. But I ain't Oprah. That much I will tell you. The fellas are not always wrong. With that being said, Love Doctor segment brought to you by 1-800-FLOWERS. Let's go to Tyler in Pennsylvania. You're live with the Love Doctor. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Stephen A.
Talk to me.
Just want to let you know I love everything you say. You give everybody the truth. You keep it 100 all the time, and that's the way it should be.
Thank you, my man.
But,
you sound a bit troubled right now. What's going on, bro? I'm here.
Me and my fiance, we've been together for 10 years, and I always, heard and believed in, if it goes away and it comes back, it's there to stay. And it did leave. She did come back. We're still together. She doesn't really get along with my family. It's been up and down lately. I mean,
all right, stop right there.
I just don't know where to go.
Hold on, Tyler. Are you calling me up because you're saying that you love her, she loves you, y'all together, but it's a problem because she doesn't get along with your family?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many siblings do you have?
Well, I have 2 siblings.
All right, are they brothers or sisters?
Brothers, but it's mainly my parents.
Okay, it's your parents. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if both of your parents are alive and well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
She doesn't get along with both of them, or is it just mama or just daddy?
Mainly my pops.
Your pops?
Yeah.
And why doesn't she get along with your pops?
Well, he's kind of old school, and, he thinks, things should be done a certain way, and,
Okay.
Now, I personally like my woman staying at home, doing the house stuff, and I go to work, I make the money, you do your thing.
And Pop, hold on, stop right there. And Pops likes what?
He just thinks, if you're going to survive and make a life worthwhile, both should work, both should contribute.
Because I'm on national radio. Listen to me. Turn off that music, cat. So let me make sure I got this correct. You have a woman that you love dearly. You're happy with her. She stays at home. You go to work. Your father is of the mindset that she, in order to survive and prosper in today's generation, both of you should be bringing home the baking. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me ask you this question. How old are you?
26 years old, sir.
How old is she?
28.
28. Does she work?
No, not right now. I said.
No. I know you told me what you wanted. I'm getting to a point. Are you happy?
I'm happy, but I think if we both did work and, if the family thing would work out, we would both be better.
Stop. My man, Tyler, I've got to say this is on you. Let me explain why, okay? On one hand, you said you are different from your dad because you like a lady that stays home and handles house and home while you work. In the next breath, you said you sort of agree with your father. So it seems to me like you have doubt and trepidation in your mind about exactly what role she should play. I have to tell you, she's completely innocent in all of this. Because you're saying you want one thing, but then it sounds like you talk to your father and you want another. It shouldn't be about what your dad wants. A parent raises and nurtures a child into adulthood. But once you are an adult, it's your decision. And whatever your decision is that makes you happy, particularly if both of you are happy together, it's not about what your daddy thinks. It's about what you feel and what works for you. It doesn't seem to me like she's affecting you. It seems to me like your daddy's opinions are affecting you, and what normally would not have bothered you is suddenly bothering you because it's affecting how you think, because obviously you're torn because you got love for your daddy, but you love her too. Is that fair? We lost Tyler's signal. But Tyler, let me say this to you. Daddy don't keep you warm at night. Now, I will say to you that as a man, if your mama had a problem with her, I would be more concerned. You know why? There is very few things in this world more powerful than a woman's intuition. And if mama got a problem with a girl, with a young lady, I'm not saying that's the defining moment, defining factor, but it is something that absolutely mandates must be taken into consideration, because a mother's intuition about another woman as it pertains to what her son needs is unbelievably powerful. It matters, and that cannot be ignored. But daddy, that's a macho thing. You got to work out between you and your dad. Sounds to me like you didn't have no problems with her until your dad. And I don't blame her for having a problem, because what she's saying is, if my man is happy with me, why are you concerned? I'm not mistreating him. It's a valid point. Think about that. Call me back another time, Tyler. Jonathan in Manhattan, you're live with the Love Doctor. What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, how you doing, Stephen A?
Talk to me, man. Listener. I'm here. What's up?
Yeah, sir. The reason why I'm calling is I've been dating my current girlfriend for about 3 months. There's a pretty large age difference. I'm 35. She's 23. She's a nurse. And, it's been only 3 months, and I really do not know what exactly to do for Valentine's Day. See, I'm old school, flowers and stuff like that. But in the fact that she works a lot, we can't see each other that much as well, because my schedule is crazy as well. I just like to see what kind of idea can you give me that I could give her for Valentine's Day.
Well, first of all, it has nothing to do with the age difference. A matter of fact, at age 35, you should kind of know by now what you need to do. That's number one, but I won't get on you too much about that. We'll talk offline about that, because I got to talk to you, bro. Secondly, and more importantly, she's 23 years old. She's a nurse. That tells me at a very young age, she knew exactly what she wanted. She was focused, and she ultimately accomplished her goals, which she is to be applauded for. Now, if she is grinding on work and what have you, let me tell you something. Even in hospitals, they do know that Valentine's Day exists. And if you can't bring her out for Valentine's Day, you know what you can do, Jonathan? You can bring Valentine's Day to her. You can sit up there and grab your roses. You can call 100 Flowers. You can get the 24 multicolored roses. You can upgrade with red roses for only $10 more. You can bring it to the hospital. You understand? And you want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why I'm telling you that, Jonathan?
What?
Because not only will you bring it to her place of business, where she works, but you are declaring in front of everybody, you love this woman, you feeling her. And you want to make sure that everybody knows it. So you bring roses right to her, and you let her know, whatever time you get off of work, I will be waiting for you.
Definitely.
And then when you do that, you make sure that you are waiting right outside her job for her when she gets off of work. Now, you could do dinner afterwards. You could take her for a drink afterwards. If you live in a nice, warm weathered city, you could take her out for a walk on the beach or just to walk someplace else. And you could just hold her hand and let her know, you here. That will mean the world to her. It ain't always about the money and the whining and dining and all of that other stuff. Sometimes it's simply about letting somebody know you care.
Well, Stephen, I have this one idea. You tell me if it's a good one. Because she does work long hours and long shifts. I was thinking of getting a couples massage, pamper, pedicure, the whole 9 yards.
Let me tell you why I don't like the couples massage. Stop. Let me tell you why I don't like the couples massage. You know why I don't like the couples massage?
Right.
Because that's somebody else in y'all's space. Valentine's Day is about you and her. It ain't about the people massaging y'all. It's one-on-one. You ain't on vacation. This is Valentine's Day. This is heart to heart. Somebody in the room, even if they giving you massages, is still in the way. You want no one in the way. The only time you want somebody around is when you bring her those flowers. Outside of that, any time that you have with her, you want no one around. You want her undivided attention, and more importantly, you want her to know she has yours.
Definitely.
That's what you do on Valentine's Day. If Valentine's Day means that much to her. To some women, it doesn't. To some men, it doesn't. But to her, it might mean the world. And if that's what it means to her, that's where you focus your attention.
Definitely.
Bring the flowers to the job. And then after that, make sure you know when she gets off. And make sure you are there waiting for her. Even if you're standing outside, leaning on her car or whatever it is, you make sure when she gets off of work, the first person she sees is you.
Definitely will do.
I promise you, you're going to have a nice Valentine's night. I can promise you that. Trust me. Now get on out of here. I'm the Love Doctor. 888-729-3776. That's 888-SAY-ESPN. More to Stephen A. Smith Show. ESPN Radio in a minute.
Guess what?
You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it!
Back to the phones we go. At 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. Lonnie in Long Island, you're live at Stephen A. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Stephen A? I'm a little horse man for my Eagles, man. I've been rooting for them, so I just want to say I don't know what transpired, man, between Bill and Malcolm Butler, man. But I think whatever transpired, man, Bill was definitely out to embarrass him. And I think he also played mind games with him for the simple fact that, he said that he benched him, but he really didn't bench him. He demoted him, because he played a couple series on our special teams. And last but not least, Stephen A., how do you think Patricia felt? And do you think that their relationship, between Patricia and Belichick is a little tainted because of that?
Listen, it's painful. Listen, he's the head coach of the Detroit Lions now. He's moved on, but in the same breath, he's been associated with that Patriots organization for a decade, and he's a loyalist. And you can disagree with your boss's decision. I don't think that you lose any love for Belichick. I don't believe that you lose any appreciation for what he did for Matt Patricia's career. But in the same breath, it is difficult to sit there and tell you it's a Super Bowl championship that was compromised potentially because of a decision like this. And I think that's a bit hard for him to stomach. But I appreciate the call, Lonnie. I got to run, okay? 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. More of your phone calls in a minute. By the way, the NBA just announced that it has fined the Los Angeles Lakers $50,000 for violating the league's anti-tampering rule. The fine is in response to statements regarding the Milwaukee Bucks sensation Giannis Antetokounmpo, or the Greek Freak, made by Earvin Magic Johnson in a recent media interview. This is Johnson's quote to ESPN.com recently. "Oh yeah, with his ball handling skills and his passing ability, he plays above the rim. I never could do that. But in his understanding of the game, his basketball IQ, his creativity of shots for his teammates, that's where we have the same thing. He can bring it down, make a pass, make a play. I'm just happy he's starting in the All-Star game because he deserves that. And he's going to be like an MVP, a champion. This dude, he's going to put Milwaukee on the map. And I think he's going to bring them a championship one day." Ladies and gentlemen, that is utterly ridiculous. What the hell did Magic Johnson do to deserve a $50,000 fine? All he did was compliment the guy, talked about how great he was, and now he's going to bring the Milwaukee Bucks a championship someday. Why don't you just sit up there and tell the rest of the world executives ain't allowed to talk to the damn media? He can't sit up there and say the kid is great? He did not say, like the Paul George situation, that, give the wink and indicate that he's going to pursue the Greek Freak or anything like that. Magic Johnson did nothing to warrant a $50,000 fine here. I would appeal this. How is that a fine? Magic Johnson is scheduled to come on First Take next week. I can't ask him about another team, another player in the league. I can't ask a 5-time champion,
a Hall of Famer, and one of the greatest players to have ever played the game of basketball, who, by the way, was a damn commentator before taking the presidency. I can't ask him about how a player plays? Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable. What the hell is this world coming to? Magic Johnson is not allowed to comment about a player and how good he is. I can understand, ladies and gentlemen, you can't pursue him. You can't talk about wanting him to come to the Lakers. But you can't even say the guy's great and he's going to bring Milwaukee a championship one day? I mean, when Steve Kerr is asked about an opponent coming up against Golden State, he can't sit up there and say they're great? What did he do? What did Magic Johnson do that warrants a $50,000 fine here? Good Lord. Good Lord. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's the number to call on the Stephen A. Smith Show. By the way, Dollar Shave Club not only gives you an amazing shave, but they also make products for your hair, face, skin, shower, everything you need. And it's all their own original stuff. Dollar Shave Club has you covered head to toe. And right now, you can get your first month of their best razor along with travel-sized versions of shave butter, body cleanser, and yes, even butt wipes. That's right, I said it, butt wipes for just $5. After that, replacement cartridges ship for just a few bucks a month. It's the DSC starter set for just $5 exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/Stephen A. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Stephen A. Your calls to close out the show in a minute. You're listening live to Stephen A. on ESPN Radio.
Guess what?
You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it!
You know, I'm looking forward to hour number 2. Going to get into LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers. Going to get into Love Doctor makes a return. Here for all of y'all out there looking for some advice on love and happiness as Valentine's Day rapidly approaches. Looking forward to discussing all of those things. Watching the news, however, and for a moment, I just wanted to pause and just let y'all know I was watching the news and some chemical attack in Syria, and, you know, you're hearing about Africans being exiled from Israel and other places and things. There's so much serious news going on in this world. Let me just take a moment to recognize that we're very, very passionate about sports. This is the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. It's ESPN. It's a wonderful place to work. It's a lot of different things. But every now and then you just take a moment to just recognize to a lot of people that, you know, we're not oblivious to what's going on in the real world. I'm very, very disgusted by what I saw Bill Belichick do as it pertains to Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. But in the grand scheme of things, that's absolutely positively nothing compared to what's going on in the real world. So we're passionate about sports, and we're passionate about the issues involving the world of sports. And we make no apologies for that. Big money, big business, big entertainment. It matters. Right up until a moment you compare it to some of the insidious and vicious things going on throughout the world. Don't think for one second that we lose perspective on this show or at this network about what's really, really going on. When we're passionate about sports and how it matters, we're talking about sports. We're not comparing it to the other real stuff that's going on. Just remember that. Hour number 2 up next with Stephen A. on ESPN Radio.
That's just a sample of what you'll hear on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.